your top 5 quarterbacks under the age of 25.
Yeah.
So no Mahomes and no Deshaun Watson, who both turned 25 in September. RC, the floor is yours.
Listen, at number 1, I'm going to go with Josh Allen. Let's get right into it. This dude has been playing extremely well this year. Early on in the season, we thought that Josh Allen was going to be a part of the MVP conversation. And then he hit a little valley, but now he's back up to the peak after going head-to-head with Russell Wilson and winning. Stephon Diggs has totally elevated his game. It's made him a different player. We know how physical of a runner he is in the red zone. He's one of the best red zone quarterbacks in this league. You can expect Josh Allen to get better and better and better. He's the new age Cam Newton, and the Buffalo Bills should be happy to have him. At number 4, I got Joe Burrow. Now, this is hard for me. I wanted Joe to be number 1, but everybody's going to say, but he plays for the Bengals. Will they surround him with the right thing? This dude is a winner. He's a captain right now. In the offseason, he stepped up. He was the guy leading the team. He was the guy in front of the camera saying, we are going to be different. We are going to win. When they were losing early on in the season, he told y'all, this is unacceptable. Now, you take his last outing, he goes up against the Tennessee Titans head-to-head with Ryan Tannehill, a team we thought could be an AFC champion, and he beats their butt. Going into Pittsburgh, it might not work out this weekend. This dude's a star. He can make all the throws. We will see him as an MVP candidate going forward. At number 3 is going to be Lamar Jackson. And I know, oh, you're a longtime Steeler. How can Lamar beat 3? He won the MVP. I hear all those things. But if they don't get him a number 1 wide receiver on the outside, that is going to be Lamar Jackson's best season ever. He's never going to reach the heights that he reached in his MVP season if he doesn't grow. But for right now, we're talking about a dude that's exciting, that's scintillating, that is Mike Vick 2.0. We just have to see him expand his game. We got to see him be more. That's what's keeping him from being number 1 on this list. But if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you're excited. Every time you step in front of the TV, you're going to see a show. But when that show gets shut down, when that show gets stopped, what can he do? That's the only way Lamar Jackson moves up on my list. And at number 2 is Justin Herbert. I heard Shefty say the other day, Shefty was like, you know what? This is, kind of the best play we've seen since Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if it's the best play, but his physical tools in the last decade of young quarterbacks we've seen drafted, when I first saw him, when I first looked at him, the only one I thought had better skill or had a better upside was Patrick Mahomes. He is that good, that explosive, and has been that impressive early on in his career. And number 1 is Kyler Murray. I told y'all this on Monday or Wednesday or whatever day I was on. They're starting to run together. The dude can do it all. He's 4'3" out of the backfield. You see those little Speedy Gonzalez feet moving a little beep, beep, road runner when he gets out in the open. And also the cannon for an arm. It's short. It's little, but when that ball comes out of his hand, it spins different. There aren't 5 quarterbacks in the league that have more velocity, more pop, and more life in their football. This dude is full of juice. He's got the juice, and right now, if you're starting a team, you want to start that team with Kyler Murray.
Okay, there's so much there I want to react to, but let's start with this. There were 3 quarterbacks that went very high in this year's draft, and you just took Justin Herbert, who was the 3rd of them in order. They went Burrow, and then Tua, and then Herbert. We put him ahead of all the rest. I find that fascinating. But let's talk about your number 1. Let's talk about Kyler Murray in the midst of a breakout season, and it could become a truly special one. Currently on pace to have over 4,000 passing yards as well as over 1,000 rushing yards. If he does it, he'd be the first player in history to reach both those plateaus in a single season. So RC just put him at the top of the list. And when he did that, why, out of the corner of my eye, Bart, I could see you kind of shaking your head. Why is that?
Oh, well, here he goes.
No, because you talked yourself out of the right answer. It's Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow is a guy who can thrive in any system. He can thrive in any system. We talk a lot about Lamar Jackson, about how his offense is kind of like the Wildcat. Well, what about the air raid system? That's a gadget system as well, and eventually the league is going to catch up to what Kyler Murray and what they're doing out there in Arizona. And then will he be able to counterpunch? When I look at Joe Burrow, he's a guy that can thrive in any system. He's a guy that's elevating players around him. He's a force multiplier. I think right now, if you look at why the success of Kyler Murray's having, it's because he's been in the system that he's always been in. So he didn't have to have that rookie hiccup. He doesn't have to learn something new. No new terminologies. We talk about how he was teaching Larry Fitzgerald about the adjustments. But what happens when people adjust to the adjustment? When Joe Burrow's a guy that's going to only get better weapons. Right now, you can argue that Kyler Murray has some of the best weapons in the game and maybe the top receiver in the game. It's easy to put those numbers up, but what happens when the rest of the league catches up? You were right, RC, but you're just right on number 3.
So we have one vote for Kyler Murray and one vote for Joe Burrow. Rob Ninkovich, who gets your vote?
Look, call me old school, call me old fashioned, but there's something about a quarterback that can stand tall in the pocket and throw it all over the field. And when I look at Burrow and the things that he's able to do from the pocket, it's very impressive for a rookie. And that's what I want in a quarterback. And when you're playing defense and you're going against Kyler Murray or Lamar, it only takes one shoulder, trying to run for a first down, puts his shoulder down, man, he can't throw the ball as accurate anymore. So when I'm looking at these scrambling quarterbacks, yes, they cause defenses fits. But at the end of the day, they're only one hit away from not being able to throw the ball with accuracy. And as a defender, I can remember playing against guys that are scrambling. You say, look, just get a lot of hats to them. Let's make them feel it at the end of this game. Because when it counts in the fourth quarter, you want a quarterback that can stand in the pocket, that isn't getting hit a lot and throwing down the field.
RC has his hands raised. There is no way not to. Go ahead, RC. What do you have?
Come on. Let's hear it, RC.
So
Let's go, baby.
So time out, though. Do you see what I did there, though, right? I got 2 other guys to talk about the LSU guy glowingly. You see how I set them up? Now, here's the other thing, though. When we talk about Joe Burrow and when Nico's saying it takes one shoulder, have you ever really watched Joe Burrow play, bro? This dude is tough. He's going to get out of the pocket. He's going to run. And then when you watch Kyler Murray play, you say, you know what? He never seems to get hit hard. He always makes the right decision. We've never actually seen a guy get his hands on Kyler and inflict physical pain. And that's what I think makes him so unique. To be a guy on pace to rush for over 1,000 yards, to throw for over 4,000, and yet even with his stature not take a beating, I think that's amazing. And also on Bart's side, we can't penalize him for being in a good position.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.